What's your "it wasn't me and it really wasn't you" story? My wife found panties in the laundry that wasn't hers. She had some questions for me. I had no idea how the duck they got there. Still confused to this day. My uncle gave me a ride home once after a family party. I was wearing a bracelet that was a bit too big for me and it fell off in his car. I didn't even notice. I texted him a few days later when I realized I couldn't find it to ask if he had seen the bracelet, and he sent me a picture of it asking if that was the bracelet I was talking about. He said my aunt, his wife, had found it when she got in the car and was questioning him non-stop about it, and he kept telling her he had no idea where it came from. He said I really saved him by texting him about the bracelet, lol. I once got a call in college from campus police telling me they were running an investigation and had questions for me. Being an upstanding citizen and wanting to help bring criminals to justice, I agreed. Their only question was, "Are you currently enrolled in the pep band?" I was. They thanked me and hung up. About 2 to 3 weeks go by and I hadn't heard anything, so I asked one of my other pep band friends if they got a similar call. She goes, "Oh, is this about the sexual harassment case?" Which was about the time my jaw hit the floor. Apparently a kid with a similar name to mine was the offender, but was not officially enrolled in the pep band class due to credit hours and such. So I was suspect numero uno for a crime I was completely unaware of. Back when I was in college, I was taking a writing class and the room was full of computers with LCD monitors. Now, LCDs had just come out and those were some expensive ass monitors. I made a crack about, damn, I know where I'm coming back to tonight. Thing is, the room was literally robbed that night and all the monitors taken. I walked in, saw what had happened, and immediately threw my hands up and went, "I swear to God I didn't do it." Luckily they laughed and said they knew I had been joking, but they In high school, the teacher was going from desk to desk checking on our progress on a project. Before he gets to my desk, my friend in front of me unleashes hell with his ass. Silent but deadly. The teacher gets to me, leans in to see my work and then says, "Whoa. Your breath is horrible, what did you eat for breakfast?" Decades later, I go for a job interview where the same friend works. I'm flown out for the interview, so it's an 8-hour interview with everyone in the department. After 2 hours, my friend comes in and says, "Hey man, how's it going? Do you need anything?" I say no, it's going well, so he says, "Great, I'll send in the next guy then he unleashes hell with his ass. Then he laughs, leaves the room and sends the next interviewer in. Follow up, the next interviewer came in, took a whiff and I was about to say something when he says, yeah, I know, Bob was here, we know Bob." And yes, I got the job. Idiot friend thought his girlfriend and I were sleeping together in high school. We never did, never even held hands. I got blamed for some mean letters about classmates just because I was never mentioned in them. I still get angry about it because I was dragged out of class and missed a field trip to be interrogated about it. I have a lot of these. But most ridiculous was when I was about 13 and got suspended for getting in a fight on a day I was homesick. I guess my friend got in a fight and they were so used to me finishing her fights that they automatically assumed I was involved. And of course my talking back gave me detention that wasn't reversed when I proved I wasn't there. In year 1 of primary school, I was accused and punished for writing a rude note about another kid in my class. It made no sense considering I found the note on my best friend's desk, who I also sat next to, and gave it to the teacher. I thought it was the right thing to do. After 2 sit-downs with everyone she suspected to be responsible for it, she somehow came to the conclusion that it must have been me who wrote the note. In retrospect, I am glad it happened, because it was when I first developed the understanding that the world is not a fair or necessarily just place. Funnily enough, some 14 or so years later, I'm now in law school. I worked at sort of a Walmart-like store. Someone would constantly leave bags of Starbucks grounds and tiny empty bottles of a specific brand of alcohol in a specific aisle several times a week. One of my coworkers thought it was someone trying to drive him crazy. I thought that was funny, and because I thought it was funny, he thought it was me. I could never convince him that it wasn't. It was all in good fun. We later figured out that whoever was doing it was peeling off some kind of points coupons from the bags and putting them back on, after they had been scratched off and redeemed.